New season of the counterattack, new look, some big new interviews on tap. We talk with pro Recco star Alvaro Granados ahead of some huge matches in New York City. We look back at the Junior Olympics and a lot more. It's all coming up next on the counterattack right here on Overnght. Hey everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks so much for joining us on a brand new season of The Counterattack. We have so much to get to coming off a huge summer of water polo. Team USA in action. Plus, we're looking towards the men's college season. We've got some big exhibition games in New York City. Gold for the USA women's junior national team at the U20s and a lot more. We get started first looking back at the world's largest water polo tournament, the Junior Olympics. A crazy amount of athletes taking part, more than 12,000 across 8 days of competition in SoCal, then 4 more in Texas. We're going to have highlights on our USA Water Polo channels of the gold medal matches across the platinum division in all of those competitions. So make sure you keep a close eye out on our Instagram, our X account, our Facebook, YouTube. Here's a little look at some of the action that we saw at JO's this past summer. So again, don't forget to look out for more Junior Olympics highlights. Congrats to all the big winners at the world's largest water polo tournament. Speaking of big winners, let's look back at the U20 Junior World Championships on the women's side. After the men broke through with that silver medal result earlier in the summer, it was the women's turn, and for the first time since 2015, Team USA gold medalist, powered by a stellar performance from Emily Osmus, tourney MVP Lucy Hallen Ford winning final match MVP honors. Julia Bonaguidi also named to the All-Star team. It was a banner effort and some really tight games for Team USA. We'll hear more from Julia Bonaguidi next week, but here's a sneak peek at our chat with the rising star, not just for Team USA, but for the Cal Bears.
It's so great. I love Cora and I love Rosalie. It's like having a little piece of home when they're on the team. So it was just really fun, and Ro makes me laugh all the time, and so does Cora, and so it was just it was really special. And now going back to Cal with them, it's like a extra special little piece. So
let's keep things in Northern California. The first of 2 USA Water Polo fundraising golf tournaments held in Los Altos earlier this week. Team USA on hand, a great opportunity to play 18 with some huge supporters. All the golfers there taking part. They're helping to raise funds for Team USA. We checked in with a couple, Jewel Romer and Ella Woodhead, on the fun had on the course and the impact of events like this.
I think days like this are great because we get to connect with the people we don't really see behind the scenes. My uncle's here, a lot of our supporters are here, so getting to see them and talk to them is really cool.
Yeah, like Jewel said, it's always great to put a face to all the support we feel and all the support our teams get and our coaches get and tournaments get and everything. So it's great to be out here, get to not just see them, talk to them, have them ask us questions, take pictures, just really get to know them a little bit more.
Now let's talk growing the game of water polo. And you may have seen on some of the USA Water Polo social media channels, try water polo for free. First time ever USA Water Polo starting this initiative to bring the community together to try to introduce new athletes to the sport we love. Now, we know so many USA Water Polo clubs do an awesome job of this. You have trial days, you have bring a friend days. That is going really, really well. This was just a fun way to try to bring the community together. And man, did the water polo community really show out for this. 85 clubs signed up, closing in on 900 athletes signed up to take part. If you saw some of the social media shares, it was so fun to see the different ways that water polo clubs decided to put on their Try Water Polo events. So everything from homemade shirts and signs, using the diving board to have fun, really adapting the game to whatever made sense to the athletes that were taking part. And at the end of it, we had folks having a lot of fun playing the sport of water polo. Here's a little look back at some of the good times that were had at our first ever Try Water Polo for Free weekend.
There is people helping me. We learn passing and shooting, and I made a friend.
It's like a pool party with your friends. We truly love the sport and really want more people to get into water polo. And I think the first step is just to be able to try it out. And then hopefully some of these kids will go home and want to join.
My favorite thing was one where you need to hold the ball and then they need to try to knock it down.
Just hanging out with friends and having fun, swimming with my friends and probably my brother.
I really enjoyed seeing him get excited and yell out, "This is awesome, this is amazing." So yeah, it was great.
You had a lot of fun today, registered for the club that you went for the Try USA Water Polo for, and you can go from there to join the sport.
Now let's switch coasts and head to the Big Apple, New York City. Some major club water polo on the way. Two of the biggest names in the world of international club water polo, Pro Recco, FTC. They're headed to New York City for exhibition matches at Asphalt Green in the Big Apple, and then over to Princeton to take part in the Princeton Invite. Our friends at Overnght will have live streaming of the exhibitions in New York City on September 3rd and 4th. On the 3rd, the big club powerhouses, they'll get a chance to spar with some top college teams. We'll see UCLA and Princeton in the mix. And then on the 4th, you'll see FTC and Pro Recco squaring off. Haven't seen an event like this in New York City before. And then we swing it back to the Bay Area. Two other big club teams, Marseille and Barceloneta, they'll be playing in Berkeley. They'll be taking on the likes of Cal and the Olympic Club. What a time for international club water polo to help launch the men's college season. So let's stick with the action in New York City. Pro Recco and FTC, two of the biggest programs on earth, coming to take on some of the top college teams in UCLA and Princeton before they square off against each other in an exhibition. Then they'll join the Princeton Invitational for some more scrimmages while the men's college water polo season gets underway. As the international club season gets started, however, something everyone monitors, player movement. Who's going where? Who's changing teams? What does the transfer market look like for Pro Recco? They said so long to some familiar faces like Team USA star Ben Halleck. Then they added Team USA Olympic bronze medalist Max Irving. Another big addition, one of the stars from Singapore at the World Championships this past summer, the MVP for the gold medalists from Spain, Alvaro Granados. He makes the move after a false start a year ago, gets the chance to join Pro Recco this time around. We caught up with Granados before he headed to New York City and talked about all things Pro Recco, Team Spain, and much more. It's all part of our big conversation. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Counterattack. We're here with one of the rising stars, to put it mildly, in the world of water polo, Alvaro Granados, Team Spain, now part of Pro Recco. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hello, my pleasure to be here with you speaking.
We got to start with the summer. What a run for you at the World Championships. Some thrilling games, MVP honors. You performed so well. Kind of a storybook ending there. Felipe Peroni retiring. Tell me, as you reflect back on Singapore, what stands out to you? What are some of your favorite memories of that World Championship?
Well, I think I can say it was kind of a perfect tournament for us. It was truly difficult because we came to that tournament after the Olympics, which it was a very difficult moment for us. Being honest, we considered ourselves some of the favorites for the Olympic gold medal, and we didn't make it to the semifinals, so it was very difficult moment. So it was also difficult to go back to a big tournament as a World Championship and try to give our best. But the team reacted super good. Everything went smooth, we can say, and we managed to take that goal. And I think it's super important for us, and I can say it reflects the greatness of this team.
You bring up a great point, and I know winning gold in Singapore doesn't make you forget the pain of Paris, right? But it is a positive. I wonder when you're in that semifinal and you had some adversity, some things that didn't go your way. I know you had the big foul call against you that people probably watched on their phones over and over again and said, "Wait a minute, what foul?" Right? But when that's happening, are you thinking, "Here we go again. This is going to be a heartbreak"? How do you push past that moment in Singapore where it seemed like things weren't going your way?
It's not easy, but I think also this team has a lot of experience in these moments. Probably 5 years ago, we will lose these kind of games in which we have difficult moments, but we learn from the past. And also this reflects how big is this team and how experienced is and how we can overcome difficult moments. So yeah, in the end I was out, but the team managed to give their best, and they they did amazing, and we managed to go to the final. So this also reflects that it's a team thing. So I was super happy. I was super nervous watching the game in the TV. I I couldn't believe how things were going, but and in the end, I was super happy.
Yeah, how hard is that for you? You're someone that is on the top of the scouting report for the other team. There's a lot that's expected from you. How tough is it to be out of the game and watching and just hoping that everything goes okay?
Wow, it was so difficult. It was so difficult. I think I will always remember that moment because I couldn't be in the pool. They told me I needed to be outside, and I was watching the game in a TV, but there was a little delayed. So I was watching the game, but I was listening what was happening before in the crowd. So it was so I was so nervous. It was tough, and I was one fan more watching the game, and but in the end, I was happy because we won. So that's all.
Yeah, for those that didn't get a chance to see that, right? We're talking about the semifinals from Singapore. Fairly controversial call goes against Alvaro here, but Spain perseveres. And if you haven't been to an event of that size, what he's describing, there's like a warm up area for the athletes that's just outside the pool. So it's funny. I've been in those spaces. You hear the crowd. You know when a big moment happened. You don't know was it a save? Was it a goal? Was it a crazy call? And then you're waiting for the TV to catch up. That's a nerve-wracking moment.
Exactly. Yeah. In the penalty shootout, I was like not even looking at TV, just trying to listen what was happening. So yeah, it was. And also, I remember the USA team was there watching the game with me, and I went totally crazy. And then I said, "I'm so sorry, but I couldn't help myself." So that
Of
was
course.
I turned crazy. Yeah.
And then just one last thought on World Championships, that gold medal game, and again that you have a lead there at the end, but you know that a team is going to keep pushing. When the buzzer finally sounds, what does that feel like to know you're world champs and that you've gotten to the top of the podium?
It feels really good, and I think because of a lot of reasons, it feels good to be world champions. But I think one of the main reasons was because what I was saying before about this big deception, I can say, of the Olympics, in which it's kind of hard to say, but I think the something inside the team broke in the Olympics, and it was really hard to come back for the previous training camps and with the national team. It was pretty hard, but I think David Martin, the coach, and the captains, and I think all the team gave their best, and to overcome this difficult moment, to overcome these difficult thoughts about the Olympics. And we were super nice. I think it was probably the tournament we were closest to each other, and it was a very nice moment. And I'm super proud of how the team overcome. And when we won, I was thinking about all these hard moments. I was thinking about Paris when we were kicked out of the tournament, and it felt very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, people talk about this idea of the Olympic hangover. It's a very real thing, right? You work
Yeah,
so hard towards this one event, and even if you win the whole thing, there's still this
yeah,
come down where you're not focused on that goal. And so you're right. The year after is always tough for people to get prepared for. So a testament to your team. Switching gears a bit on the club side, it's become bigger and bigger news in water polo. The movement of players, where they're going. For you, I know you had made an attempt to go to Recco a season ago. It didn't pan out. You end up back with Barceloneta, still obviously a strong club. Now you will get the chance to play for Pro Recco. What has you excited for playing? I think sometimes we use the comparison in the United States, the New York Yankees of water polo or the Green Bay Packers of water polo.
yeah.
What does it mean to you to join a club of this caliber?
Well, first of all, it's a dream. I don't know in the United States, but here in Europe, I think every kid who plays water polo dreams to play in Recco someday, and it was the same for me when I was a kid and I started to fall in love with this sport. My biggest dream was to play for Recco, and it was like kind of a so huge dream I was not thinking about, and now I kind of made it. So yeah, first of all, it's a dream. Second, it's a super good chance to learn from the best. I can be surrounded by with amazing players like Di Fulvio, Condemni. I mean, every player is amazing. Also, amazing coach. So it's a dream and a chance to become better player, better person. So I'm super excited about it.
I'm so glad you brought up the idea of trying to learn more, because I think sometimes people look at your stats or they say, well, he's the MVP, and what else is there he could possibly try to get better at? But in the span of men's water polo, you're still on the younger side, right? You're still kind of getting towards what I think people would think of prime age, right? 28, 29. What's something that you're still trying to get better at? What do you hope some of these veteran guys can teach you as you try to go to another level in your game?
To be honest, I think I can learn a lot about these guys, about Sugno. I can say I need to improve a lot about my defense. I need to improve a lot about make the other plays, make my teammate play better. Try to be a little bit more like game maker. So yeah, I need to improve a lot of things, and I think I will be in the best environment to do it.
Now, this roster, a bit of a revamp for Pro Recco. Some key pieces coming back, but a lot of guys leaving. You're one of the new additions. Of course, being here in the U.S., we have to ask you about another one of the new additions, Max Irving from the United States. What do you like about Max's game, and what do you think he can add to the team, and kind of what has you excited about playing with Max?
He's a really amazing player. I love his intensity in the game. It's so difficult to play against him because he's so fast, so intelligent. You cannot relax for a second with him. So yeah, I love about him his intensity, and he's super clever guy playing water polo. So I'm excited to play with him and learn about him also.
We're talking here just a little bit before a big series for Pro Recco in New York City. Such a cool opportunity here to help grow the sport on the East Coast of the United States. It's something that happens in soccer or football all the time, right? You see the European teams come over, they'll play an exhibition, MetLife Stadium, the Rose Bowl. How fun is it going to be for you and the rest of the guys to play in a place like New York City?
Amazing. First of all, it will be a chance to get to know each other because, as you said, we will be a pretty new team. So first of all, a super good chance to know each other, to be in an environment of, like not only the pool. You can do a little bit of going around the city with the guys, get to know each other, and then I think it will be amazing to play in the United States against Granados, Princeton. So it will be really nice, and I'm super excited about it. And that's it.
Yeah, for those that are not aware, big water polo coming up in New York City, as Alvaro was referencing. Pro Recco, FTC competing. There'll be exhibitions on September 3rd at the Asphalt Green. Then those two will play on September 4th. Then more exhibitions as part of the Princeton Invite in New Jersey that weekend. The 6th and 7th, you'll play against FTC. It's a team that has a great history with Pro Recco. You think about Champions League, Final Four. I know these are friendlies or exhibitions. You have another critical match with them maybe a month later. Do you hold a little stuff back? How do you go in that exhibition knowing that you have a game a month later or a little bit down the road that is also very important when it comes to the regular season?
I don't know how the coach will approach those games. I'm ready for everything, but from my point of view, like I said before, super good chance to get to know each other inside and outside of the pool. Get to know how we play, how we manage to do things, because in the end there are a lot of players with amazing skills, a lot of quality. So yeah, the best chance we have to pack everything and try to give our best in this big game we have in the 8th of October.
And since we're shouting out clubs, your former team Barceloneta, also Marseille, they'll be headed to Northern California that first week of September as well. They're going to take on the Cal Bears. The Olympic Club, you were part of that group. It's a team that routinely reaches the Final Four. We've talked about the World Championships, the energy of that. I want to ask you about the Final Four, about Champions League. What is that environment like? How does that compare to the Olympics, to World Champs, when you think about the best opportunity for a club team?
Well, in the end, both Final Four and World Championships are two of the biggest tournaments that water polo player can play. Also, with Barceloneta, there are a lot of players from national team, so it was kind of the same feeling. Also, coming back from the summer and with almost the same guys with the national team. So it was also, let's say, a little bit difficult to manage this situation. But in the end, we are super good friends. We are very close to each other, both in national team and in Barceloneta. So it was, in the beginning, a little bit difficult, but then it was super, super easy. And in the end, we couldn't manage to get to the final of the Final Four. But this is a sport. The other teams also play. Novi Belgrade, it's also an amazing team, and they played better. That's it. That's sport. You need to accept, and it's a pity, but it's sport in the end.
There's no doubt about it, right? You get the opportunity to play, and then you have to kind of see where the chips fall, as they might say. We're talking here again just before these big exhibition matches in New York City. Is there something New York City related that you're excited to check out outside of the water polo that you're looking forward to?
Well, actually, I was in New York 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I had fun. It's amazing city. It's like I was feeling like I was in a movie. It was so nice, and I had fun. So I will try to do it again. See the few places I couldn't do. So super excited about the city and about the experience.
One of the cool things that has come about ahead of this trip, and we've seen Pro Recco staff talk about it, I know you've done camps in the United States as well, is the excitement around the potential for growth of water polo in the United States.
Yeah.
It's a big country, right? But as you know, water polo there's only certain pockets where it's really big. What do you see from your vantage point? How do you see the potential for growth of water polo in the United States?
Yeah, you're totally right. Every time I go to the States and I see the kids playing water polo, the facilities, everything, it's perfect. It's perfect environment to make this sport bigger and bigger. I don't know what is the solution to do it, but what it's obvious is the potential the United States has in water polo. A lot of kids play water polo in the States, and it's kind of a pity that it's something just for the college sport. Mm-hmm. And I really don't know how it will be better and what's the solution to make it more professional. I don't know, but the potential it's clear and it will be amazing. I think it will be a game changer if the states were more kind of a professional sport in water polo. But I hope this happens someday. That maybe with this kind of stages there and European teams going there, probably something happens and the water polo becomes more professional there. It will be
Yeah, from your standpoint, I think what Pro Recco is doing, what FTC is doing, other clubs coming and showcasing the sport, that's a great way to build excitement around it and show people how great it can be played. We're talking here with Alvaro Granados, a star here from Spain and now headed to Pro Recco. Just a couple more for you. We talked about growth and development in camps. I know you take part in youth clinics. Pro Recco will be hosting one at Princeton. What's like the number one or number two thing you tell to a younger water polo player when they ask you, hey, how do I get to be like you? What's a critical skill that you tell people, hey, make sure you work on this?
Well, one thing I try to say, or to make the kids understand, is to be present in the practice. For me, it's much better to train 1 hour being present in what you do. If you are able to do 20 shots, be present in what you do and how you do it, then training for 5 hours just like in an automatic mode. I try to tell the kids this, to be present on what you do and think everything you do, why you do that, how could it be better. For me, the most important thing in practice is that being present in what you do and try to think about everything, about your body, about how the ball bounce, just to be present about everything instead of practicing 5 hours.
Yeah, that's a good point. Be smarter, not necessarily harder, right? When you think back, if you could go back to when you were 14, 15 years old, who were the players that you looked up to, that you loved the way they play, and you tried to model your game after them?
Well, probably Felipe Perrone, Filip Filipovic, and Andrea Prelinovic were the big three.
Sure.
And I had the chance to play with Perrone and Filipovic. I couldn't do it with Prelinovic yet, but probably those three were the ones I was looking to.
Is it strange to play with someone that you admired as a kid?
Well, I wouldn't say it's strange, because both Filipovic and Perrone, they were so kind to me from the very first moment. So it was kind of easy to play with them. But I said to Perrone when we won the World Championship that it was kind of funny that I was looking up to him when I was growing up and playing water polo, and now we managed to win the World Championship twice. So it's kind of crazy. You are looking the TV, watching some guys you idolize playing water polo, and then a few years later you're playing with them. So it's one of the most beautiful things sports has ever gave to me. So it was nice.
And then last thing for you, are there players that you see out there that are playing now that maybe you won't get a chance to play with them because they're on a different national team or different club, but that you just admire the way that they play? Do you have other guys out there that you're like, I like what they do?
Yeah, but actually there are two guys that I really admire how they play, and I will be able to play with them. First is Di Fulvio, and then Condemi. Di Fulvio is obvious; he's been one of the best players in the world for a long time now. But also Condemi, I look up to him, and I'm impressed about his level. He's doing amazing. So I'm excited to play and to train with them, and I think I can learn a lot from them.
Excellent. Alvaro Granados, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you in Pro Recco in New York City coming up very soon. And then, of course, good luck throughout the regular club season. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks. Appreciate to be here.
Once again, thanks to Alvaro for joining us. We'll have more big conversations next week, more from our talk with Julia Bonaguidi, and we've got a lot more in store as we get rolling this fall right here on The Counterattack. Now let's take a look at our Malmsteen, in this case, goalie save of the week. Sometimes we give you a goal, sometimes we give you a save. Let's go to the video here and check this one out. It's Braxton Harp denying the 5-meter shot in overtime. This is back at the JOs. This is ridiculous. Braxton, one of 3 penalty saves in the 14U gold medal JOs game. That was a wild one. Shout out, Braxton. Epic save right there. That's our Malmsteen goalie save of the week. And as we wrap things up here, let's take a look at what's ahead. We reminded you about the Southern California fundraising golf tournament. Make sure you keep an eye on the Huntington Club on September 8th. And then Rocktober, the 12 and under showcase headed back to Mesa. There's such great hosts there. That event continues to grow. October 10 through 12. And of course, Champions Cup back to Bloomington B-Town, November 7th through 9th, home of the Hoosiers. Looking forward to some great events coming up this fall. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks so much for joining us. And don't forget, when you're on the counterattack, look weak side.